Hello,
everybody.
people. How you doing?
Hi, everyone.
What day is it?
It's Tuesday today.
Tuesday today. Yes. As you can see in my glasses, I'm working from home, so the reflection of the computer is in my glasses. But welcome to Time with Eric and Marie.
Yes, so we're both working from home.
Yes.
And it's 3 p.m. now. So
Thereabout.
I just said to Eric, why don't we do a quick something and just put it on our channel,
Why
get
not?
the channel active and going.
Why not?
And just say hi to our beloveds, really.
That's right. So hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing so well.
Yeah. And then he asked me, what topic are we going to talk about? I said, I don't know. But I guess, and then somehow communication came into the equation. So just a quick one on how couples can communicate, really. And
Effectively.
These are one of the ways you can communicate.
Yes. That's right.
Just disrupt their work.
You know?
Working from home. So, yeah, just disrupting them.
Really important. But guys and ladies, we know that communication is really important in marriage. Not just communication, but effective communication. And there are so many types of communication. As Marie said, this is one of them. Disrupting, making me know that she's around, and I knowing that she's also around, is one of the effective ways of communication. You don't need to say much. Just the body language alone speaks volumes.
Absolutely.
It speaks volumes.
Yeah, the body language and the touch.
And the touch.
Yeah, touch is also a very good way of communicating with your partner. And I think we, as couples, we need to form a habit of touching each other every single day.
Every single day. Really important.
Yeah, or multiple times a day, actually. Even if it's just rubbing them on the shoulder or on the arm.
Which I enjoy.
Yeah.
But guys, don't let it be too formal, because that's something that I've come to learn. Where with men, we are so regimented, isn't it? So with me, what I've told myself is I'll kiss my wife every day.
Oh.
But I don't let it become so regimented that, hey, I wake up, I have to kiss. But no, when I wake up, definitely before I come downstairs, I make it a point to kiss her before I come downstairs.
Yeah, because he always wakes up before me anyway.
That's one of the ways. Even when she's sleeping, I'll give her a peck on the cheek and then calm down. That's one of the ways that I communicate with her. What are they? Let me ask a question. Why should we communicate effectively with our spouse?
Yeah.
If you have a contribution, just put it in the comment box so that we know your thoughts as well.
I like the fact that you add effectively to it, because it's not just communication, but communicating effectively. And I learned one way on listening to, there's this guru I listened to on YouTube. So I was listening to him, I think it was 2 weeks ago. He was doing an interview with one of these American film stars.
Right.
And the guy asked him, how does one focus? You know, we're always talking about focusing. And one might ask, what has focus got to do with communication? It has a lot to do with communication. In fact, it has everything to do with communication. In the sense that once you've learned, focus is all about concentration. So, because we're talking about effective communication.
Definitely.
So in order to be able to communicate effectively with your spouse or your partner, you have to, at any given moment when you're in conversation with them, you have to concentrate. Pay attention to the conversation. Be present in the conversation. Be in the moment. Be conscious about the conversation that you're having. Which many of us, in fact, I am so guilty of that, in the sense that because of technology now, because of social media now, a lot of the times when we're having conversations with our spouses, we're on our phones. So you're focused on reading something, listening to something, watching something. Your spouse is talking to you. Maybe they're sharing something. They're asking you a question. And yes, you do hear them. You might even go ahead and respond. But sometimes you realize that, did I actually hear everything he said?
Yeah.
Did I even look at his face? Did I even give him eye contact? This happens to me a lot. And that is why I'm sharing with you, and I'm not shy to share with you. It's something that I myself, I'm making a conscious effort to work on. But these are some of the things this guru was teaching the American films. I can't quite remember what his name is. So he said, rather than telling people to focus, teach people how to focus. And focus is concentration. So teach people how to concentrate. And he stressed on the fact that the best way to start is, if you're married, start with your spouse.
Yeah.
Funny enough.
And that is a really good point. And it leads me very nicely into my next point, which is active listening. Active listening. Many times when we talk about communication, we think it's the act of speaking.
Yeah.
No. More importantly is the act of listening. When we communicate, it's the act of listening that makes it more effective. Because we shouldn't be too quick to answer. We should be quick to understand what the person is saying before we even contribute.
That was my post this morning.
Is it?
That was one of my posts
Hey,
this morning.
we're thinking alike then. We're
Yeah.
thinking alike. Because in communication, as with everywhere, not just in relationships, the ability to be able to listen is more important than what you've got to even say. Because when you listen to understand, so that you can give a response that is in line with the conversation. So in marriage, when, let's say, Marie said, we are conversing with each other, the giving of eye contact makes the other person know that, yes, I'm being listened to. Or the person sees me, the person hears me.
Yeah.
So eye contact is really important. And then waiting for your turn. And we fall short of this. I fall short of it, waiting for my turn to speak. Sometimes I'm too quick to jump in to offer my contribution because I think I know the answer or I've got something to say. But no, giving yourself a pause, just count in your mind or give yourself some time to listen to what the person is saying before you even contribute. It makes the person feel so special.
Yeah.
That, hey, I'm being listened to.
Yeah.
And then it makes you also understand what the person is saying so that you're not just there to give a response and not to listen to what the person is saying.
Yeah. And then I think as well, being able to observe the body language as well is also very important. And you know how you shared about you sometimes, because you have something to say in the moment, you feel like jumping into a conversation. Right. The same way as well, Eric has told me that whenever we're having a conversation and I'm making my point, I like to make my point and give examples. And it's as a result of my background. This teaching background has crept into my marriage.
Yeah.
Sometimes
sometimes you can go on and on and on without giving a pause for me to also offer.
Yeah, and it's almost as if I don't know whether in my head somewhere I think I'm teaching and perhaps the person hasn't understood. Yeah. So I have to give several examples for them to understand. So it's being able to separate, draw the line and separate and know that, no, this is not one of your students. This is your husband. This is your husband.
And your husband gets you. You know?
This is your husband you're talking to and he gets you. But I feel like sometimes as well, you have to hear the person. But obviously, Eric also believes that even though a conversation is a two-way affair, one mustn't. I like to land. Let's put it that way. It's not that I go on. I want to land to make sure that you've heard the entirety of the point that I was making before you come in.
Obviously.
Eric doesn't believe in that.
I believe in London, but I believe in the act of one speaking and giving the other person the chance to also speak. And then it's a two-way conversation rather than one speaking throughout. And sometimes it depends on your perception of time.
Yes.
The one listening to might be saying, oh, this person is going on for far too long. But the one speaking will not even be aware of it.
Yeah, because...
So it's just the balance between that so that the conversation becomes a two-way affair.
Yeah, because I feel as well that, if I haven't landed on my point, which could be 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 25 seconds, 1 minute, if I haven't landed on my point, how do you get the full context of what it is that I want to say? Yeah. And so if you come in whilst I'm still speaking, then I think you're not listening to what I'm saying. And sometimes if one is not careful, that can then land into a slight disagreement or an argument or something.
So I think it's a balance where we just balance the thing.
And we've had to do a lot of work on that to better our communication.
I'm telling you, it's not easy. But if we learn these things like active listening, body language, giving the other person the chance to speak and all that, communication becomes easy. And then most importantly, understanding their point of view. Because sometimes when we communicate to be understood. But if you don't put yourself in the other person's shoes, you will never understand them. So try and be, how do I put it? Try and, I'm not going to say compromise, but try and be sensitive. That's it. That's the right word. Towards the other person and what they're saying, so that you would understand the other person.
Yeah. You know, as you were speaking, I remembered something. But again, just to demonstrate how we do it. Even though I remembered and I wish I could come in then, I've learned to hold my thought. And I think this is where the phrase hold your thoughts comes from or comes in handy. So I've learned to hold my thoughts, and Eric as well, you know, through constant engagement and going on about working on ourselves, has also learned how to hold his thoughts when I'm also making my point. But I just remembered one of my uncles, may his soul rest in peace, who used to say to his wife, whenever they were in conversation and his wife tries to jump in, he'll say to her, and let me say this in our language and I'll translate. He'll say to her,
that's a bit rude, isn't it?
In other words,
you
know, but remember, Uncle Ben, that's what he used to say. What he means in English is that, had you been quiet for me to finish my points, you probably would have learned something from the conversation from what it is that he was saying, you know. And since then, every so often, I've had to use it on Eric.
Anyway, guys, we're going to round up here. Hope you have a great day. If you're wondering what's behind me, I'm currently doing one of my paintings.
Yeah.
So yes, it's work in progress. So yes, do well to subscribe to our channel, click on the notification button, and do well to comment as well, so that we know what your thoughts are.
Absolutely. Let's make it interactive. And until our next upload, we hope that you improve on your communication in your marriage and in your relationship.
Because you know what?
Take care.
Marriage is bliss.
Absolutely.
God bless.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.